right, well, just to be respectful of everyone's time this morning, I am going to go ahead and start my little spiel before we get kicked off, and I'm sure we'll have other people roll in throughout the session. So thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Small Business Marketing Essentials with Scott Clanin of Clanin Marketing. Before I hand it over to Scott, I do just have a quick few housekeeping things here. I do want to thank you all for joining us today for a part of our National Small Business Week celebration. This session is wrapping up our week, but we do appreciate all of you joining us for this one and any other sessions you may have attended. We also have a variety of community partners who have helped make today's session possible. So I will include links to all of their websites in that follow-up email that will go out later today. So you can check out all of their organizations and the great things that they have going on as well. In that follow-up email, I will also include a link to today's recording. So you can go back and revisit all the information Scott shared. You can share that link with some coworkers if there's someone on your team who would benefit from listening to it and things like that. And I'll also include the link that Scott shares at the beginning of the presentation where you can download a PDF copy of the PowerPoint. Like I said, that email will go out later today, so be on the lookout for that. And then one other thing that I'm going to put in that is a link to our events calendar, because if you missed it, our website is back up finally. And so you can see all of our upcoming sessions with both Scott and other community partners and ones that we host internally that you are always welcome to join us. Those are offered at no cost and open to everyone. You are welcome to ask questions throughout the session. We just ask that you drop those in the chat and I will read them out loud to Scott after the presentation so we can address those. I'll go ahead and hand it off to Scott and we can get started.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jordan, and good morning and happy National Small Business Week. It sounds like this is the last day for it. For those of you who are registered on Monday, I appreciate you being flexible with your schedule and rescheduling for today. I was out sick. My voice started going out this morning. I feel better, but just still wanted to make sure I showed up today to give you some tips and tricks when it comes to marketing essentials for your small business. So I'll be sharing my screen one moment while I pull that up. All right, Jordan, just confirm, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Great. All right, so again, this is one of just a newer topic that we have in our library of webinars, Small Business Marketing Essentials, again, in partnership with the Illinois SBDC at Champaign County EDC and our local community partners. I also have a couple of quick housekeeping items. If you would like a copy of today's presentation, you can visit claninmarketing.com/workshops. Just scroll about midway through that page and you're going to see a for attendees section. Just fill out your name and email. And again, you'll get a PDF copy of today's presentation. In addition, on this page toward the top end, we do have a wide variety of upcoming free marketing webinars throughout the year that we'll be conducting. You do just have to register through the SBDC, but we're going over a ton of great topics that help you really strengthen your marketing strategies throughout the year. With this topic, Small Business Marketing Essentials, there's a variety of things that we're going to be talking about. And there's a variety of slides that really one slide could be its own standalone workshop. So if there's something that piques your interest or you want to learn a little more about, check out that schedule. We may have a topic coming up that may be beneficial to you and your business or organization. As Jordan mentioned, my name is Scott Clanin. I'm the owner of Clanin Marketing. We're a full-service marketing creative agency based in downtown Champaign, and we serve clients all across the Midwest. We started in the world of digital marketing, helping clients navigate the world of digital when it was really the Wild West back in the day. And since then, we've grown to expand our line of services to brand development, graphic design, website production, video production, and advisor services. So with that being said, really what I'm sharing with you today is everything that we've encountered when we're helping, especially new small businesses, get up and rolling with their marketing strategies. I think something that people often do or forget is that when you think of marketing strategies, you probably start thinking, what social media accounts should I be on? Should I run this newspaper ad? Should I run billboard ads? What about Instagram Reels? Should I be boosting our posts on Facebook? Those are all very important, but those are more tactics, right? And so today I'm going to go over a lot of the key foundational concepts that people often forget that make developing a website, deploying a social media strategy challenging if you don't have some of these foundational elements in place. And that's what I want to cover with you today. So today's presentation is a little more text heavy because I wanted to give you more explanations into a lot of these foundational things. So be sure to take a photo, take a screenshot, or simply just download the PDF on our website. And again, you'll get all the slides that I'm sharing with you today. So going over our agenda, we're going to go over the basics, right? So what are the basics to just good marketing? I'm going to talk about strategic planning. Again, it's really important before we start talking about the fun things, the branding, the logo, the social media ads. Really critical that we think about what your strategic plan is. If you don't have a plan going into a website build or a website audit or social media strategy, if you don't have the strategic plan in place, you will be lost and it will get frustrating, or you won't have a sense of consistency across your materials online. We're going to talk about the importance of reaching your target audience, because the beauty of digital marketing now is that we can get very laser focused in getting our creative and our content in front of the right people at the right time. So we're going to talk about reaching your target audience, building a strong identity. So again, this is more of that fun stuff, but your logo design, your messaging, your brand positioning, really important, even as a small business. And you don't need to have a ton of money to have a good brand. It's all about execution, and it's all about the thought and planning that goes into it and being very intentional. So I want to talk about that. And then ending with creating an online presence. So the importance of website design. I'm touched just briefly on search engine optimization, because for a lot of us, that is marketing gold if we can show up high on the search engines. And then we'll also talk about briefly social media as well, more of a high level overview. Again, we do have separate workshops, webinars, where we go over just Facebook for business or LinkedIn for business, etc. And then, of course, we'll end with questions and answers. So like Jordan mentioned, if you have a question at any point, feel free to drop that in the Zoom chat box, and then she'll read me those questions at the end. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink before my voice fully goes out, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, let's talk about the basics, right? So what are the things that I need to really understand before I get started? And one of them is just what really is marketing, right? Why is it the cornerstone of really any business success? It's when we think of marketing, again, it's not just, oh, I'm going to run some Facebook ads, but it's the holistic process of identifying, anticipating, satisfying customer needs. And I really want you to think about that. What problem are you helping your customers or potential customers solve, right? So satisfying customer needs, whether it's a service, you're a service-based organization, or you offer a product, a physical product, how are you satisfying a customer need? And once through the strategic communication, value creation, relationship building. What value are you providing to your customer? We'll talk about this here in a bit, but really marketing is just all about your storytelling, what makes you unique, getting in front of the right people at the right time with the right message. But we all have competitors too. So it's really important, and we'll talk about this once we get to some other slides. How are you different from a competitor down the road? We all have options, and consumers are very savvy. We all do this, right? When we're exploring, hey, I need a contractor to come over to take a look at this, or I need to buy this product. What are the first things that we do? We look at reviews and how the customer is satisfied, maybe how this product, the service is different from some of their competitors. We dig and we look into things, and it's very important that we make sure we make those statements, those brand positioning statements, very clear through our social media strategies, through our website. Now, marketing encompasses a wide range of different things: market research, product development, pricing, making sure that your pricing is in line with what the market can do, distribution, promotion, and customer service. Market research. This is critical, right? Really understanding, again, who your audience is. We'll talk about audience in a second, but what your customers are looking for. And so we've conducted, for some of our clients, even if they're a small business, you don't need a lot of funds to do a lot of what I'm sharing with you today, but they've conducted focus groups. So if you kind of went back and forth on, how do I price this? Or what should I call this? Or um, is this worth selling? Or whatever it may be, right? And it's like, I really wish I could talk to someone who would be our kind of core audience. Would a focus group help, right? Maybe these are people that fit one of your maybe many different audience buckets, bringing them in and talking with them. Of course, maybe offering them something for their time or a gift certificate or something, but anyone can do market research, and that data is going to help you determine what position you want to take in the marketplace. What are some of your key differentiators and attributes for your business, and how do you then highlight those and lean into those on social media and on your website? Of course, with marketing, there's a lot of things that come along with it. Of course, one of them, market visibility. Essential for small businesses to establish and maintain visibility is in a competitive marketplace. Again, it helps us stand out. One of the things that, if you've joined one of my webinars in the past, I love email marketing. Why? Because you're constantly in someone's inbox. Even if they don't really click much within your email, but they still open it, they still somehow interact or read it, they may not have a need for your product, for your service right away, but being in their inbox, even if you do like a monthly newsletter, that really goes back to what we're talking about here, market visibility. You're growing your brand awareness in the community, right? So one key important thing with marketing, customer acquisition. Of course, the big thing with good marketing is that you want to acquire new customers, but you also want to retain existing customers. So what are some retention methods, right? Some referral methods or punch cards or certain things like that. So customer acquisition, of course, brand building for those on the call who you're brand new to the market, you're just starting a new business, you have this new business name. This is going to help you grow your business in the community. So if brand building is a key component of your marketing strategy this year, I want you to think of more impression-based campaigns when you're running things on Facebook or any other type of marketing strategy that may be presented to you. An impression-based campaign are campaigns that the main objective is to get in front of as many people as possible, not necessarily click-throughs. We're not really wanting them to click through a website. We really just need to get their name out there. That's a really key and good goal that you can set for yourself for 2024. And of course, for all of us, we need to operate our business. We need to make money. So a good revenue generation as well. So marketing as a whole is extremely important. Let's talk about the customer journey. And it's really, really important to think about this when it comes to your tactics and strategies, because marketing can be overwhelming. And oftentimes I hear, well, we're doing a little bit of this, we're doing a little bit of this, and we've tried this before. We're really not sure what we should be doing. I want you to think about when you are developing your foundation and your strategy, the marketing funnel. You may have heard of this, but for those of you who've never heard of the marketing funnel, here's a photo. Awareness, interest, desire, and action. So it's in the shape of a funnel, leading down to them taking an action. And an action is going to be different for a variety of you on the call. And for a lot of us, for some of you on the call who are e-commerce businesses, right? You have a store and you sell products. Your action is a purchase. You want them to buy something on your website. For us, we're a service-based business, right? So the action is we want them to reach out to us to schedule an appointment, right? Then we'll take it from there. But to get to that action, you need to think about, well, what do we do for our awareness strategies or interest strategies or those desire strategies? So this is the framework I want you to think about when you are thinking of your own strategies to get them to the end goal of an action. I think oftentimes people will run like Facebook ads, and let's say, oh gosh, let's say one of their actions is to schedule like a quote, right? Schedule an appointment for a quote. Well, immediately they'll start running ads, schedule your quote appointment today. but really they haven't done much to fill that awareness, interest, and desire buckets. So just going all in on action, on that action, that conversion, it's not going to work as well because people need to flow through this funnel. I'm going to give you some examples so all the pieces start fitting together. So again, the marketing funnel is a framework that illustrates the stages of the customer journey from initial awareness to final purchase. Okay, so awareness. Customer becomes aware of the brand, product, or service through various marketing channels. Here are some examples. This is social media marketing, content marketing. We're talking blogs, we're talking videos, influencer partnerships, right? So these are those maybe ads that you see that you don't follow that page on Facebook. You don't know that company, right? Maybe you've come across, you're doing a little research on Google, you type something in. And let's say, for example, this is a real life example. I just planted a raised garden bed this year in my backyard. So I've never done it before, and I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm sure it'll be weeds middle of the summer, but knock on wood, fingers crossed, it won't be. So what I was doing is going on Google and looking up and reading a lot of blogs all about the square foot gardening raised bed method. And a lot of these blogs were, again, free articles for me to read. It wasn't like a newspaper article I had to pay for. So I'm reading these blogs, and then I kind of find that, hey, this blog is from a company that sells pre-built raised garden beds. Now I'm on their website, right? Now I'm learning not only, here are 5 best practices for square foot gardening this summer, right? That might be a blog title that captures my attention through Google. Or maybe I see it, someone shared it on social media. I then land on the website, I read the blog, and then at the end of the blog, it's really important to think about what's your CTA, what's your call to action, okay? So they're on their website, maybe get them to go over to explore a little more about, learn how we started our business, or we're really passionate about gardening. We've been gardening our family's been gardening for the past 40 years. Learn a little more about our brand, a little more about our company. Learn about it on their website. Now I start unpacking their history and their brand and their attributes and what makes them incredible. Then there's a chance, depending on what some of that messaging is, that maybe I'll take an action right there on the website, or I may leave. Maybe I'll subscribe to their newsletter. I eventually get some newsletters, but I'm really, again, falling down that funnel to eventually take, hopefully, an action. So these are some quick examples for awareness. Oh, sorry. Interest, let's talk about interest. So the customer expresses interest in the offering and seeks more information or engages with the brand. Okay, what are some examples with this? Email marketing, personalized email newsletters, webinars, workshops, free trials, or samples. So going back to that blog example, I'm on their website, but maybe there's an incentive on the website for me to join their newsletter. Right? I'm not purchasing their raised bed right now, but maybe I want to learn more insider tips of best practice when it comes to gardening. Here's a little incentive to sign up for their newsletter. I'm going to sign up for that, and I'm going to get their bi-weekly, monthly newsletter. I have now fallen under the interest category, right? I'm a little more, I know a little bit about your brand, or I'm a little more interested because I want to hear more about what you have to offer and how you can help me with my problem, with this one being I know nothing about gardening. Desire. So the customer develops a desire or preference for the product or service, often influenced by perceived value or benefits, right? So now maybe I'm taking advantage of a limited time offer. I open an email about a limited time offer. Ooh, maybe I should take advantage of this. Now I'm really doing my research, right? I'm really on the verge of taking action, but I'm watching testimonials. I'm watching videos about other people. I'm reading reviews. Now I'm really, watching this product demonstration of someone assembling the bed. Now there's a desire there. I've gone past awareness. I've learned more about your company, about your product or service. I'm a little more interested now. I've read your emails, I'm getting them, I've gone to some of your workshops, I've taken advantage of maybe some samples or free trials. Okay, now I'm doing a little more, there's more of this desire happening, right? Testimonials, reviews, limited time offers, product demonstration. Now, all that sounds great. Now I'm going to take an action. So the customer takes the desired action, such as making a purchase or signing up for a service. Again, very self-explanatory examples, online purchases, subscriptions, signups, contact form submissions, etc. So hopefully that was a good, quick, easy to understand example of the marketing funnel. If you go to Google and just type in marketing funnel, you will get a ton of different graphics. There are some marketing funnels that look a little different than others. I think there's another marketing funnel after action where I think there may be another category in some where they become like a, what is it, like a loyal brand advocate. They love your product, they're talking about your product. So they went from awareness, interest, desire, they made the purchase, but now they love it so much, they're helping spread the word. How do you get people talking about your brand? So again, some funnels have that final piece there at the end, but for the most part, awareness, interest, desire, and action are the main components of a marketing funnel. I want you to keep this in mind because again, when you are thinking of your strategy, it can be overwhelming just to be like, oh, let's just try a whole bunch of stuff. Break it down into these categories. What are our awareness strategies? What are our interest and desire strategies? And do we have appropriate call to actions on our website, in our email newsletter for them to take the action we want them to take? Okay, so hopefully that was a good example. Okay, let's talk about strategic planning. So we talked about the basics, right? The concept of marketing, the importance of marketing, and the ever important marketing funnel. Now let's start piecing in some other pieces of the puzzle here. So strategic planning for small business. This is the process of defining your objectives and developing strategies to reach them. So this provides direction, clarity, and focus for small businesses, guiding decision-making and resource allocation. Again, without this, you're really going in blind, and it can be overwhelming, and this is where people end up just not moving forward with it or not having a solid strategy because they really don't know what they're doing. So let's talk about some, and again, strategic planning, this could be a whole separate webinar, but I want to give you some of these key components. The first one is identifying your customer. This is so important. I talk about this in all of my webinars, is really understanding who you want to talk to. So who are they? Where are they on the internet? What's most important to them? From there, tell me more about their hobbies, their interests, their age, their lifestyle choices. Are they from the area? Are you looking to reach people who just moved to the area? There's so many different things. For example, if you look at this photo here on the right-hand side, maybe you're a barber shop, you're a hair salon, and you are looking to maybe reach people who just moved to Champaign County over the past month or so. Of course, if you move to a new location, you do need to identify all of your people, right? Your dentist, your doctor, your barber, etc. And so maybe that's a strategy. Maybe that's one core audience, is that we're really, one of our goals, and we'll talk about SMART goals in a bit, is to acquire new customers. People who just moved the area may have a need for this. Let's target those people. The beauty of digital is that we can do that on Facebook. We can make an ad and just have it target to people who are away from their hometown or who are just moved to that area. But one of the things I want to share with you today is something called customer personas. These are detailed profiles of your ideal customer or customers based on everything we just discussed, demographics, behaviors, and preferences. So customer personas typically include age, gender, location, income, lifestyle, values, interests, behaviors, habits, preferences, of course, challenges and needs. So here's a quick example. Let's say we own a small boutique fitness studio, and we want to target young urban professionals, right? So a customer persona could be individual. Her name is Sarah. She's 28 years old. She works in marketing, values convenience and community, enjoys trendy fitness classes, and struggles to find time for exercise, right? This little customer persona, you create this kind of fake person, but your ideal customer, this helps paint a picture of to where you can take your marketing strategies, right? So if Sarah really enjoys trendy fitness classes, one of the interests that you can set when it comes to your Facebook, Instagram, social media marketing, people who are really interested in fitness, in wellness, right? That's a category that you could set. Um, Facebook knows that because it tracks our activity when we're using those platforms. But again, building those customer personas, your ideal customer, is going to help you when it comes to ad placement. Maybe you're approached with a sponsorship opportunity, or hey, we're doing this neighborhood magazine that's being sent out to this specific neighborhood. Do you want to advertise in it? Well, let's think about it. Who are the people that live in that neighborhood? What are their average household incomes? Are they families? Or um, they non-family homes? Um, all those things. These are the readers of the magazine. Does that fit one of my customer personas? If so, okay, let's really consider this advertising, this marketing opportunity. So again, think about who your customers are and maybe build out some customer personas. Next, I want to talk about developing SMART goals. You may have heard of this before, but SMART goals, it stands for something that we'll go over here. But we're going to kind of do this little demonstration. Let's pretend your goal is to get more eyes on a new product that you're selling. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant. So specific, and actually let's just go to, and then T is time-based. So when do you want to achieve this specific goal? Okay, let's do this practice instead. Let's say we're going to open a new coffee shop in downtown Champaign. And right now, our goal is to increase quarterly revenue by 20% through expanded events and programming. Okay, so we own this coffee shop. Sales are kind of down right now. We need to do more in store. And it was actually funny, just last night, I went to a local store in Champaign, small store, but they do programming in the evening. And so they had this like cooking demonstration. And the amount of people that came out was incredible. And they were all buying things afterwards, which was extremely smart on the business owners side of things. So this is our SMART: increase quarterly revenue by 20% through expanded events and programmings. What is our S goal, that specific goal? So increase quarterly revenue by 20% for the next quarter through the implementation of expanded events and programming at the coffee shop. Again, it's important to document this because when you go in with a goal, it makes everything a lot easier. So specific, measurable. So how are we going to measure this? Track quarterly revenue data and compare it to the previous quarter to measure percentage increase. Use our point of sale system to track data or financial records to monitor progress. Great. What's our A goal? Achievable. Is this goal achievable, right? Of course, we could probably think of goals of, I want to make $1 million and retire before the end of the year, right? That's really not achievable. I would love to do that too, but not achievable. So is the goal realistic? Yes, the goal is realistic given the potential impact of increased events and programming on attracting new customers, etc. Is it relevant? Is this a relevant goal to your business? So for this example, for the coffee shop, expanding events and programming aligns with the coffee shop strategy to enhance customer experience, drive foot traffic, and differentiate itself from competitors. Maybe we find, hey, the coffee shop, through our market research that we talked about earlier, other coffee shops in the area, they're not doing programming. They're not doing events, right? They close at X hour in the evening. Let's stay open. Let's do some of these and see if it increases sales. So is it a relevant goal? And time bound. The goal specifies a time frame of 1 quarter, providing a clear deadline for achieving 20% increase in revenue and creating a sense of urgency for implementation evaluation. So SMART goal. Definitely do some research on these, but I love them. And you can have a variety of different types of SMART goals. Again, it's one of those, it's like, oh, let's increase sales. That's kind of a wide net, right? But if you say, let's increase our sales by a certain percentage compared to the same quarter we did last year, and let's evaluate and run this until the end of May 2024, now we're getting a little more specific, right? We have benchmarks that we're setting for ourselves. And then each and every year you can continue to improve. So again, SMART goals. Next, I want to talk about a SWOT analysis when it comes to developing your marketing plan. And again, this is a very key component. We do this for large clients and small clients, but you can do this yourself. And we're working with a very large organization, and this is the same exercise we're doing with them as we start developing some marketing strategy. So before we can even think about the strategy, we have to understand where we are in the marketplace. So for those of you unfamiliar with the SWOT analysis, this stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths, internal factors that give your business a competitive edge or unique selling proposition. What are you strong at? Weaknesses, areas where your business may be lacking or vulnerable compared to competitors. Opportunities, external factors or market trends that present growth opportunities or area for expansion. And threats, external factors are challenging that could potentially harm your business. Okay, so let's put it into practice here. Going back to our coffee shop that we are opening, our strengths. So let's say we have a prime downtown location, high foot traffic. That's great. A unique branding, offering locally sourced specialty coffee blends. So let's say maybe we partner with a local roastery here in town. We have some strong, really fun branding. I mean, even looking at that photo on the right-hand side, that's a really cool interior, right? And people are looking for that nowadays. Your business, of course, depending on the type of business you have, but if you are more of the hospitality, brick and mortar, your place really needs to be Instagram worthy, right? You're creating an experience beyond just the product, but it's all about the environment. It's all about the customer service, right? And so let's just say that's one of our strengths. Okay, weaknesses, limited initial brand recognition. You may be thinking, wait, Scott, you just said they had strong branding. Yes, but if you're new to the area, people really don't know who you are. And people are a little intimidating when trying new things at first. So that would say one of our weaknesses if this is a brand new coffee shop. Of course, just operational challenges in starting a new business. This comes from, as all of you probably know, with starting a new business, we all wear 25 different hats. So this is certainly one of them, operational challenges in starting a new business. Opportunities, growing market demand for specialty coffee. So maybe through market research. And I will say too, just to put a little plug in for one of the community partners, check out your local library. We're in town here, the Champaign Public Library. They have incredible databases that could tap into some really cool studies and research and data that could help you identify more information that you're looking for within the market. And a lot of those are free to use if you're a member of your community library. So maybe from market research, we find, gosh, the demand for specialty coffee is increasing based on this study. Here's an opportunity. Potential partnerships for nearby businesses and offices. I love cross-marketing when possible. Hey, mention this or show this in our neighbor here. Love that. But threats, intense competition from existing coffee shops, economic uncertainty impacting consumer spending. Of course, things are a little shaky with the economy. That is, of course, a threat. So it's really important to document these things and understand where you are in the marketplace before you start designing a logo. Just a little more strategic planning framework, and then we're going to head over to some of the more fun stuff, the logo design and the brand identity. But one, of course, is a market analysis, very similar to what we're talking about with that market research before. Conduct a comprehensive analysis of the market landscape, industry trends, competitive analysis, customer insights, etc. Mission statement. Why are you in business? What does your business or organization stand for? What are your purposes, your values, and long-term vision? I think it is important to have a mission statement for your business. We're redoing ours as we work towards a rebrand for ourselves so we can reposition ourselves in the market. And then monitoring and evaluation. So it's really important that, yes, you develop this strategy to launch things, but how are you monitoring things moving forward? So do you have certain reports connected to your website? Are you looking at your Facebook Insights? I'm going to share with you some resources at the end that I'm going to leave you with that will help you with some of that monitoring and evaluation. So make sure you have those plans in place. Okay, so that really covers some of those foundational items. Of course, there are hundreds of other things that we could talk about. But I think you get a sense of where your mind needs to be before you dive into rolling a strategy out, developing your website, developing a brand, really understanding who you are, what makes you different, who your audience is, and then the copy that you write, the designs that you make, how you train your employees, right? Living the brand is what we call it, to offer a certain experience to your customers. That all needs to be set before you can do these other things. So hopefully that was helpful. I want to move over to developing a strong brand identity. So this really encompasses, let me mute my phone. This encompasses the visual, verbal, and emotional elements that distinguish your brand and shape how it is perceived by customers. So it's not just your logo, but this is also your copy, your brand tone, your brand personality. If you have a physical space, all down to the vibe and how it looks, right? We've all been to really cool restaurants or businesses where you walk in, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool, right? The example I like giving is Mercedes. We all know the Mercedes brand. I have never owned or probably will ever be able to afford a Mercedes car. But I can tell you a whole bunch of things that come to mind when I say Mercedes. And I'm sure the minute I said Mercedes, certain things started coming to your mind, right? We start thinking of very high end, luxury, deeper black color, black, gray, white, clean colors. It's not a very colorful brand. I've never been into a dealership, but I can tell you, or at least try to picture what the employees are wearing. They're probably dressed up, suit, tie, what the furniture could be, right? We think of all those things, but how do I know that? I've never owned that car before. I've never stepped foot in a dealership. It's because they're consistent. They're consistent with their brand. They're consistent with their brand personality, their imagery, their copy, their strategy, etc. So a strong brand helps build trust, loyalty, and recognition among customers, setting you apart from all of your competitors. So it's really important to think about what's your brand personality for your business or organization. So define your personality traits and characteristics that reflect your brand's tone, voice, or style. So some examples here: sincere, exciting, sophistication, innovative, friendly, wholesome, playful, etc. Right? Now, if you're like a financial institution, something that's a little more buttoned up, what should your brand personality be? Sophistication, very professional. Maybe we're ones that we want to empower our customers to make informed financial decisions. So we're also very educational. We're friendly. We're kind of a mix of these different things. So this helps you when you're working with a copywriter or developing some copy yourself. What's that personality? Again, I have some examples that will kind of keep it coming, make it all come together here. Once you really have your brand personality and your copy and everything set, you of course start thinking of, well, what should my brand be? What should my logo be? Your logo needs to be simple. Keep it simple. And I have all this came from a really good book I love. If you're interested, I put it down in the lower left-hand corner. But keep it simple. Trends come and go. A lot of times people want to incorporate 20 different meanings into a logo design, and that shouldn't be the case. It needs to be instantly recognizable. It needs to be bold, easy to read, even from a distance, or if it's printed in a small application. Of course, it needs to be relevant. Logo needs to incorporate the business it defines. So if, again, going back to a bank or financial institution, I'm not using a very wild, crazy, colorful logo or a script kind of playful font, because that doesn't kind of go with my vision of a professional financial institution. Incorporate tradition. Of course, trends come and go like the wind. Make sure your design doesn't look outdated in a year or two. Of course, aim for distinction, commit to memory, and try to just focus on one thing. When it comes to logo designs, now you can design your own logo. There are some out-of-the-box solutions like on Canva, which is great. There's some online marketplaces, or there are some independent freelancers too in the area. We're very fortunate around if you're joining us from the Central East Central Illinois area, we have some incredible amount of colleges and universities, whether they be community colleges, public-private universities that have incredible graphic design programs. And even if you were trying to maybe reach out to one of those to see if, maybe their graphic design department to see if maybe there are any students or a student-led graphic design registered student organization that may be wanting to do a little work for local businesses in the area. It's a great way to maybe get some work from incredible designers, students. Fonts all fonts have personality to them. So these are what's called serif fonts, these ones that you see on the left-hand side, Times New Roman, Georgia, etc. They've been around forever and they will stay around forever. These are reliable, respectable, dependable, reputable, right? Fonts have meaning. So that's why when someone's helping you with the logo design, they're going to ask you with a ton of questions ahead of time because they want to figure out your positioning before they start applying colors, fonts, etc. And think about your personal taste. Sometimes we've had people that say, well, I really like this because it's my favorite color, or this reminds me of my favorite sports team. Cool. But it doesn't really translate to your brand and who you're looking to get in front of, right? So serif fonts, sans serif fonts, Helvetica, Century Gothic, these are clean, simple, contemporary, futuristic. Again, all these have personality in addition to colors. When you are thinking of colors for your packaging or your product, all colors have a variety of different meanings. So here's all a variety of different meanings for different colors. Quick examples here. Some of these are not from us, so I did put the Harvest Market in Champaign. This is the restaurant. It's a kind of modern take on something traditional in country. So by using that serif font, you have some nice space in between the letters. That yellow and gray also creates this kind of modern feel to it. It's fresh, it's consistent. There's a vibe here, right? Jimmy John's brand personality example. They're very casual, they're fun. A screenshot from their website, but then look at how they respond to customers online. It's casual, it's fun. That's their whole brand. It's not as buttoned up, right? I'm zipping through these because we have about 15 minutes and I want to make sure we go over some other slides that I have. Sticker Mule. Definitely check out Sticker Mule. We love using them for custom stickers or labels or magnets. Really cool company. But Sticker Mule, there's a mule in their logo. Custom stickers that kick ass. Love that. And then look at their brand statement, their messaging over on the right-hand side. We aim to build an incredible experience for ordering online or ordering custom products. Wasting time sucks. That's why we relentlessly focus on making it fast and easy to order custom products. So I know this is a larger company compared to a small business, but the concept is here. What is the problem you're looking to solve for your customer? In this case, they knew custom products are a nightmare. We've changed the game, right? Sticker Mule. Of course, when you are thinking of your brand, you need to think of how to integrate your brand. So it needs to be visible and reflect on everything your customer sees, office stationery design, advertisements, packaging, website, digital accounts, etc. So taking a list of once you do have a brand established, how do you want to roll it out? Make sure it is all rolled out at the same time. You're not trickling it among some materials. It's just more impactful when you do roll something out all at once. And document it. There's something called brand guides or brand standards. This is a big brand. One of my first brands I came across, but it doesn't obviously need to be as big as Walmart. Some of the brand guides that we've established for small businesses are one page. But what this is that it documents your logo color code numbers, your hex codes, your Pantone colors, your fonts that you use, your body copy fonts that you use, how to use the logo appropriately. This is great if you ever have an intern or someone helping you with some design work. Here's our brand standards that helps keep everything tight and consistent. Okay, we do have a few more slides here, but I want to end on creating a compelling online presence. So this is how, this refers to how your brand or business appears and interacts with customers online on the internet. Okay, website development. It is so important that all of you have a website. Now, I know for some of you, for being a small business, we don't have all the money in the world to come up with a website, but I do have a next slide that will go over some low-cost alternatives. We need a website because this is how you show up on the search engines. Not everyone has a social media account. So if they're searching for a product or service that you offer, if you don't have a website, you may not be showing up as high. This helps you get in front of the right people at the right time. So website design, making sure that it is responsive, mobile friendly, of course. It's laid out in a nice way. It's easy to find information. So if you are trying to do this yourself, get a blank piece of paper, right? Or start writing down all the different pages you think the website needs to have. Do you have enough content to fill that page? Are there opportunities to bring 2 pages into one? What are your call to actions? Once they land on this and they read this, what do I want them to do? So think about the navigation when it comes to your website. And of course, compelling content. So really good copy, engaging copy. That sticker mule, fun. It's casual, right? It wants me to keep reading. It's digestible. It's not a long block of text. Product descriptions, blog post, excuse me, multimedia elements. Again, all these keep visitors engaged on your site. The longer they spend on your site, the better it is for SEO, search engine optimization, which I believe we're talking about next. In the next slide. Okay, real quick. These are some websites that I recommend looking into. Google sites, GoDaddy, quick and easy, low cost. You are limited. There's not a whole lot you can do in here, but you can get a website up and running, especially if you only need like a page or just a couple pages. Those 2 are great. Squarespace, Wix. These are more out of the box, template-based platforms. These will give you ideas. You can go in, plug and play. Add your logo, adjust your fonts, adjust your colors. The layout, the framework is there. Cost-wise, pretty reasonable. Good place to start if you have some funds to work with, and if you are tech savvy and want to try to take on some stuff yourself. We then get it a little more advanced. WordPress, WooCommerce. WordPress is kind of the industry standard when it comes to website design. It can get complicated, but if you're needing something very custom and tailored, WordPress may be the way to go. For those on the call that sell products online, Shopify all the way. Or Squarespace, Wix, they also offer e-commerce solutions. So does WooCommerce. But I would say if you sell something online, start with Squarespace, Wix, or Shopify. Shopify can integrate with so many different things, integrate with shipping. They also have some templates. Again, it's more focused on selling products. You can still create a page that talks a little more about you, your mission, your team, your attributes, etc. But it really is that online store. So quick resources for getting your website up and rolling. Search engine optimization, SEO. This is how you rank on Google. I'm sure all of us get calls weekly from people saying, hi, I'm with Google. Your business isn't showing up. Just hang up. They're not from Google. SEO is all about how your website is designed, and then that will help you rank better on the search engines. We use Google all the time. Why? It's because we always find what we're looking for in the top 4 or 5 search results. Google has their algorithm down to a science. So they look at so many different things. There's not one thing that impacts your ranking on Google. It's a million different things. So it could be how long people are spending on your site. If people are dropping off quickly, that could hurt you. If you don't have a mobile responsive website, that could hurt you. If it takes too long to load, that could hurt you. Do you have a whole bunch of keywords, good relevant keywords kind of sprinkled across your site? That can certainly help you. There's a lot. But when it comes to search engine optimization, think about different keywords that someone may be using in their search query that we can implement on the website. We want to make sure we optimize on-page items, so your meta titles and meta descriptions. I don't want to get overly complex here, but basically what that means, if someone goes to Google and they look at all of your search results, you know how it just really lists things, right? There's the title and then like the sentence. That title is called your meta title, and that sentence underneath is called your meta description. You can set that on the back end of your website builder. Meta title, meta description, making sure that you're adding in those keywords that, again, could be rich keywords that people may be searching for and they may be reading to get them to click over to your website. Link building, if you're linking out to other places, making sure that those are good quality links, you don't have any broken links. But again, while I have 3 bullets on here, we have a whole separate webinar just about search engine optimization. So there's so much that impacts SEO. My recommendation would be, if you are building a website yourself, making sure that you really study that template-based website, all of their SEO tools, and you're filling out as much as you can. Oh gosh, I think I'm going, was I going back? Oh, one second to last slide here. Social media marketing. So main platforms out there today: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There's X, kind of. Of course, there's Pinterest. There's one called Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a neighborhood-based, like HOA type of community neighborhood subdivision Facebook, if you will. LinkedIn, of course, there's a handful of others. Personally, I don't do a whole lot on X, formerly Twitter. I think it's just kind of an odd platform now. And we are just continuing to monitor TikTok because it's become a political issue now, and there's a chance that it just may be permanently banned in the United States in the coming years. A lot of our clients see success on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn if LinkedIn makes sense for your business. If you're looking to get in front of maybe some core key decision makers at their place of business. So it's really important to understand, again, going back to some of our foundational items we talked about earlier, who do you want to talk to? Where are they on the internet? If they're not on LinkedIn, you don't need to do much on LinkedIn, if anything at all. Focus more on Facebook, focus more on Instagram. So platform selection, content strategy, developing a content calendar, a posting schedule, sharing a mix of promotional, educational, engaging content to keep followers interested and informed. Again, you have people that have been following your page for a while that have already purchased your product, already taken advantage of your service. Love that, right? They're going to come back. But you may have people on your page that just started following you, that they're at the very top of that marketing funnel. We need to drive them down. So what is that mix of content that we can be posting online? Community engagement, fostering meaningful interactions with followers through likes, comments, shares. Social media is all about creating a sense of community, right? It's a little more relaxed. Even the videos that we're seeing now aren't as polished as they once were. So we want to strike up those conversations. We want to, if someone's like, hey, I love this so much, respond at Scott. Thank you. Loved hearing that. We love yada, yada, yada. Right? We want to create that sense of community through your social media channels. All right, I want to leave you with just some miscellaneous tips and resources. First one, top left, Google My Business. This is how you show up on Google. If you type in your business name, on the right-hand side, you see, of course, your logo, phone, address, etc. That is called your Google My Business. It's free. You just have to go through a verification request, and you will have access to your online reviews. You can respond to online review. You can get push notifications to your phone. If someone leaves a review, you can respond right away. Adjust your hours. If you have special hours, maybe you just have drive-through hours or happy hours at your business. You can control all that on Google. You can add photos. Really cool tool. Free. Google Analytics. This is something that you can connect to your website. Also free. It's a line of code. You may need to work with a developer. Paste on the back, and it's going to do a ton of different reports for your business. MailChimp. This is an email marketing platform. So if you're interested in newsletters, email marketing distribution, check out MailChimp. They have some great templates. It's free for under 500, I believe it's under 500 users or email addresses, and then it goes to a subscription monthly model. Love this, right? It's another form of marketing to get in front of people. It's more of that interest category in that marketing funnel. Meta Blueprint. If you're looking to sharpen, strengthen your skills on Facebook, on Instagram. Meta is the umbrella company now for Facebook and Instagram. Meta Blueprint is a great online resource for classes, courses, tips, tricks, best practices when it comes to anything. Managing a group on Facebook, creating a sense of community, running Facebook ads, boosting posts. There's a lot of really cool stuff on Meta Blueprint. All right, my voice somewhat stayed with me. But thank you so much for joining our webinar today and for joining us for National Small Business Week. I do want to thank you for those on the call who may have adjusted their schedules, who originally were scheduled for Monday. I really appreciate it. I will hand it back over to Jordan to see if we have any questions, and we'll go from there.
Great. Thank you so much, Scott. We don't have any questions submitted right now, but I do know that was a lot of information and a lot to like absorb at once and maybe think of any questions.
Yeah.
So if those pop up, you're always welcome to send those over via email to either myself or Scott directly. If you've worked with him or anything like that, I'm also welcome to connect you with Scott. If something pops up, after you listen to the recording, or like I said, you share with someone on your team. We do have about 2 minutes left here, so we will hang out for the next 2 minutes. Those questions come in. But I do want to reiterate that follow-up email will go out this afternoon, and it will include the link that Scott shared where you can download a PDF version of the PowerPoint. And I also dropped that in the chat. And it will also include a link to the recording. So if there's something you want to listen to Scott speak on again, you can do that, share with a marketing individual or something like that. We did get a message, Google My Business. Is that the same as Google Business Profile?
Great question. Yes, they rebranded, they renamed it at one point. It may, I honestly don't remember which one it is now, but it's one of those. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Google is always trying to do the most.
Yeah.
So names change and things like that, but
Yep. And I will say for those still on the call, I did pull up our schedule too. So we do in June, we have a webinar all about digital marketing essentials and optimizing your social media accounts. July, for those interested in LinkedIn, we have the LinkedIn session and getting started on Canva. It's a really good session. And then in August, we have 2 Instagram workshops, Instagram for Business 101, and then a little more, kind of a step up, Instagram for Business 201. And that's in August.
yes, and some of those are in person. So if you've never seen Scott present in person or met either of us in person, because there's a really good possibility of that, please feel free to join us. I believe it's the Canva and both Instagrams are in person at the Champaign Public Library.
I think so.
So please do pre-register for those just to make sure we have enough material for everyone who plans to join us. But we would love to see you at those. All right, well, we don't have any other questions, so I will go ahead and wrap up today's session. Thank you everyone for joining us. And once again, happy National Small Business Week. And thank you, Scott, for presenting.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you in one of our next webinars. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.